Hello, yes, I'm Tony Craig. This is F1 Grandstand, and this is our first look at the F1 2026 cars. We get an hour at Bahrain to get to see these cars out on track. We've got everything you could possibly want. We've got live data, timings, track. Yeah, but it's going to be an interesting session. I've kept an eye out on how the cars have been performing today. No one's really been doing anything remarkable. Still a good 7 seconds, I think, off last year's pole. I think we've got everything working. It's a bit of a test, this, to be honest, to make sure we've got all live data coming through correctly. Hey, Chef. Hey, Gemma. Hey, Legend. Sorry, there was no warning today. I've just... This is a bit of a test. It's a bit of a test to make sure all of the data is coming through properly. So yeah, I didn't give anyone any warning. I just literally went live. Hey Dolly, nice to have you with us. Yeah, so this is just a bit of a test to make sure we're getting the correct data for when we actually do our Grand Prix watch-alongs. I just want to make sure everything's working. So this is a good time. Bahrain test for all of those guys. This is an F1 grandstand test for when we do the watch-along. Street Vision LA. From Los Angeles. Really enjoy your channel. Watch all your shows. Blessing. Oh, thank you so much, Javier. I love that. Thank you so much for jumping on the stream. Like I said, this is a little bit of a test for me as it is for them in Bahrain. I just want to make sure all of the graphics, all the data's coming through. But let me take you around the screen, by the way, guys. We've got quite an interesting screen for you today. So obviously got the live track below me where you'll see the cars going around. Now if you let me take you through the screen. You've got all the drivers down the left. It tells you what tires are on, it tells you how many laps that driver has completed during this session, their last lap time or whether they're in the pits, their best lap time. Then we have the gap between fastest and everyone else, the full gap, and then we've got the interval gap between you and the car in front. Then we've got this. This is what I think is quite cool with some of the data that we've got. We've got the throttle. So if you look at that green bar, you can see when the drivers are full throttle. So if you're watching, say, Alexander Albon, you can see him coming into turn 10 on the map, and you can see his throttle input as well on that live data. You can also see what gear he's in. You can also see what the engine's doing, the RPM, and you can see their current speed. But it's not just that. We've got more than that. Check this out. We've also got, you can see, if I flick this on, we've got sector leaderboard. Who's the fastest in sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, and speed traps. So we've got all the data that you could possibly want. So we've got the speed traps, sector leaderboard. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. Now we've got the sector leaderboard as well. So that sector leaderboard tells you who's fastest in sector 1, 2, and 3. As you can see right now, Verstappen's gone fastest in sector 1. Piastri's been fastest in sector 2. Norris has been fastest in sector 3. Now we can flick between live track timings and data. We've got so much data. It's great. Everything you could possibly want. And I will periodically shift between that data so you can keep up to date. And obviously it's fully interactive. So get your questions into the chat. We can chat with each other whilst we're watching it. Hey DT, hey Hooks on Classics. Are you in Alabama? Sorry, Street Vision. Where are you? I used to live in Los Angeles, Street Vision. I did. I lived there for a year. I loved it. Just lived in Hollywood, just off Sunset. Great fun. And do you know what? F1 is growing over in the States, which is great for the sport. So Williams have got out on track. It's the first time I've seen that car. Do you know what's good about this? It's the first time I've actually seen the cars on television, their liveries, properly. And I have to say, some of the ones I didn't like, I now like. Even the Williams livery looks better on track than it did on their livery launch. My stream's bitrate is low. Why is that? Shouldn't be. Apparently my stream bitrate is low. That's the first time I've had that message. Let me see if I can just tweak that. Settings, stream, output. That's weird. Can you just confirm in the chat, is everything streaming properly? How it should? Can you just confirm that you're seeing the pictures properly and you're hearing it properly? I have no idea why that will be going slow. Hey, Crack Guy. Hey, Anthony. Oh, my video. DT says, yeah, my video is spotty. But lower refresh. You keep jerking around on my screen. Yeah, something's not right. Something's not right here. Why is that? Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Let me see what the hell is going on. Bit choppy, but audio okay. It shouldn't be doing that. Let me just keyframe. Let's try that. Main. Let's try that. Has that made it any better? Is that any better, guys? I've no idea why it should not be doing that. Do a dance so we can see. Da, 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 da. Yeah. You keep freezing. Why is it doing that? I've no... Why is my stream... Let me just try this. Yeah, that is a low bit rate. It shouldn't be that low. You see, I suppose I should really go and reboot my router, but I don't want to do that. Let me see if there's something I can do here. Oh, hang on. Let's try that. Try that. Do you need to reboot? Yeah, probably. You need to turn it on and off again. I'm trying to see if this is going to help. It could be my new connection. Yeah, I've just had a new internet put in. Broadband. Fiber optic. Supposed to be a lot quicker. Yeah, 1080. 60 frames per second. Which has always been... Oh, no, it's working now. Apparently, I've got excellent stream again now. Ah, I think I've cracked it. I think it was a temporary thing. You should be okay now. Yeah, everything's fine now. I think it was just a very temporary blip. We're back. Excuse me. So yes, we're all good. Data's going through. Everything's good. Yeah, brilliant. So I'm having a quick look. Are you guys watching the actual main feed as well? Watching the Grand Prix on well, not the Grand Prix, the test on Sky Sports or whoever your provider is of the pictures? Because yeah, Kimmy didn't go out this. I just saw someone said you haven't paid your bill. Crackite said just paid your bill. Yeah, that's right. Just paid my bill. Yeah, all good now. Yeah, so the Alpine, I'm not joking, the Alpine designers for their livery. 0 points for originality. Oh, hey, Chef. We'll be back. We'll be doing more of this. Now I know it's working. This test is working. It's good. We've got there in the end. And don't forget, we'll be back tonight for the actual news show at 7:30 for our daily F1 news, of course. So right now, you're looking at Lando Norris with the current fastest time of today on a 1:34. Still about 7 seconds, 6 seconds off the fastest lap last year. Hey, Nev. Giving up on Sky. Yeah, it is Sky that I use, actually. But the thing is, this guy, like, you know, if you get your TV, you get your internet, you get your phone, you know, it's all in one package, isn't it? Yeah, so if you've just joined us, welcome to F1 Grandstand. This is one of our little watch-alongs of the Bahrain test. The data on the screen is quite interesting. So you've got drivers, tyres, the amount of laps each driver has completed today, their last lap time, also it tells you if they're in the pits, their best lap time, the gap between any driver to first, the interval, which is the gap between any driver and the driver in front of them. Then we've got throttle. Now this is interesting because if you look at the map below me, you can see where the cars are, and you can actually see what their throttle input is. You can see what gear they're in. You can see the revs that the engine's producing at any given moment. And you can see their speeds. We've also got a live sector leaderboard, which tells you who's fastest in sector 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, you've got Verstappen fastest sector 1, Piastri fastest sector 2, Norris fastest sector 3. We've also got speed traps. Who's achieved the fastest speed in each sector. Hamilton actually fastest of all in sector 1. And of course, we have live track data. So I'm just going to go back to the chat. So Anthony says, "Is it me or is it you? You keep freezing." I think I'm all right now. According to this, my stream health is perfect. Yeah, we should be in good shape now. No more warnings. That Haas looks good, doesn't it? Oh, what do you think? I think the Haas looks good. We're just looking at I think it's Ocon. Still freezing. Yeah, Sulo. Yeah, Haas looks heavenly. It's the best Haas livery I've seen in a long time, apart from the black and gold one, which I loved, which is a throwback to the John Player Special Lotus livery, which is my all-time favourite. Oh yeah, DT, couldn't agree more. The Cadillac's on television right now. It's fire. Haas close second. I agree. The Haas, do you know what? I'm looking at the Cadillac on television now. It looks awesome on track. I prefer the white, the dominant white side to the dominant black side of the Haas. You know, because they've done a right and left kind of switch on the dominant colour. Haas looks American. Yeah, it does. It does, but why not? Well, they've also got the TGR branding on the engine cover. Oh, Dawley says a new router might have Wi-Fi on a busy channel. At this time of day, I'd hope everyone's out at work. It's only 3:30 in the UK. Hope they're not all on my channel. I'll play with it. Yeah, Cadillac. Brilliant. Beyond P6J. Brilliant. I agree. Marty, welcome to the chat. This date is a joke. Mercedes is sandbagging. What's the point of a test if you don't test equipment? Good point, Marty. I think it's because they're in a whole world of trouble with how good their engine is. And imagine if Mercedes turn the wick up to 100 and they start lapping like 3 seconds a lap quicker than everybody else. I think it's going to be even more of a problem. I think it's going to be more of a problem. You know, Russell down is 6th. He's not. They're really not pushing for any lap time today, are they? In Russell, with Russell's car. And one thing I need to say about the Audi. When Audi did their livery launch, I was like, oh, I don't like it. I'm not sure. But now I'm a bit of a convert. I really do like the Audi livery on track. I think it looks good. The Ferrari livery, actually, for me, it's... Where do you stand on the Ferrari livery? In pictures, I liked it. On track, I'm not sure I like it as much. Oh, getting a stream warning again. Why? I need to check this. This could be an issue. My bit rate should be a lot higher than that. That's going to get annoying real fast. I need to check what's going on with that. Hang on, I actually can check it. Let me just go do a little. Let me do a little speedtest.net. Let's see if Sky are causing me a problem here. Yeah, it's good. Not me. It's not me, Gov. I'm getting plenty. Speedtest.net doesn't lie. YouTube are doing me in here. Yeah, I'm going to go to the chat. So DT, the asymmetrical livery is pretty cool. I'm happy they chose to do that. I do like that. I do like the livery. I prefer the left side where it's predominantly white and then black lettering than the black with white lettering. I do prefer the white side of it. I think it looks cooler on or the white and silver. Sula says the Ferrari's pretty good, better than last year. It's better than last year. I preferred the 24 livery on the Ferrari. So Beyond says too much white. The blue HP logo ruins the Ferrari livery. That was my initial reaction to the Ferrari livery. It's too much white. And then everyone pointed out that it's a throwback to Niki Lauda's Ferrari from, I want to say, 86 or something. And I kind of get that nod. And I love Niki Lauda. Yeah, and Sulo says, you got to remember Ferrari a couple of years back was white and red. Yeah, they've always had a white element a lot of times in their car, or they've been pure blood red, like pure crimson red. Personally, I like my Ferraris more red than white. Hey, Grey Bush. Nice to you in the chat. Shaitan, good to see you in there, Peter. Stuck at work with an AirPod in, looking busy. The Ferrari livery. Oh, Peter says the Ferrari livery is a bust for me. Haas looks amazing. Yeah, for me so far, Cadillac and Haas are my two favourites. Audi taking a Zempic. Can really see its cheekbones with the new side pods. 100% Dolly. Let's have a quick look at the time. I'm not even talking about the data. Let's have a look at the time. So, Hulkenberg. Best lap is a 1:36.9. So Norris has set the pace with a 1:34.6. Now again, are these lap times really reflective? Probably not. Oh, look at Hulkenberg now on track. Oh, the Audi looks a lot better. Yeah, they've chiseled. That Audi's looking a bit more chiseled for sure. McLaren, lazy on the livery. It looks okay. It looks okay go around track. It just pretty much looks like last year's car to me. Yeah, Sulu, I saw that. So if you look at the data, you can see on screen what gear each driver's in, and you can marry that to where they are on track. And I've noticed that from earlier today that Hulkenberg didn't, this is what Sulo says, Hulkenberg didn't go till 8th gear, stayed at 7th gear and kept doing lift and coast. I've seen more cars doing that. They are all trying to work out the fastest way around a track with battery management. But you can't have drivers not hitting 8th gear and top speeds, because the fastest we're seeing, I think, is about 340 kph. But so I think these cars could be getting closer to 400 kilometers per hour. Toto Wolff famously said that that under these new regulations down the straight, we will be seeing 400 kilometers an hour. Beyond P6J says the engines sound good, but not as good as V10s. Nothing's as good as a V10. Nothing beyond is as good as a V10. 100%. I know, Shaitan. If you watched the show last night, I know you're saying it seems like more drama's incoming with the FIA voting about Mercedes engine compression related issue. If you saw the update I had on last night's news show at 7:30, the big update was that Vincent Perrin, who's the head of power units for the FIA, had signed off Mercedes engine, and they had receipts. They said, yeah, they were. Vincent Perrin signed our engine off. And now it looks like collusion between the FIA and Mercedes. Because when you look at the regulation change this year on how they measure compression ratio, they added the cold, though we measured at cold temperatures. Why did they add that in? Now, did they add that in after Vincent Perrin had said, yes, Mercedes, your engine's okay, and what we'll do is change the regulation how we measure compression ratio, because then they put that specific term, measure at ambient temperature. So the FIA are in trouble here, and whichever way they look at it, there's big problems. Big problems. And I don't know how they're going to fix it. Really, I really don't. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to fix it. And Sulu says, yeah, they theoretically can do 400 kilometers an hour, but battery consumption would be intense. Yeah, so if you're not going to, yeah, because your battery's going to, even right now, I mean, battery management is going to play such a big part. So Verstappen, who was quickest in this morning session, is just 1.5 tenths currently slower than Norris. Let's have a quick look at the sector leaderboard whilst we've got these data. So Verstappen still fastest in sector 1. Piastri still the fastest time in sector 2. And Norris still has the fastest time in sector 3. Still, fastest speed trap, Hamilton in sector 1. Piastri sector 2. Verstappen sector 3. Overall, Verstappen's had the fastest top speed of all at 336 kilometers per hour. But I do quite like the data we're getting. I do like to see the throttle input. Because if I'm looking at the car on track, I can see how much, you know, how many times they're, you know, at full whack. Can you point your camera to your TV, please? If I want to get cancelled and have my whole YouTube channel, I wish I could. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if I could share the pictures? I know. Unfortunately, that's a red card offence on YouTube, unfortunately. Best I can do is live data. Just Dave. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you in the chat, my friend. It's on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports F1 right now, Just Dave. 3 o'clock. You've got an hour where we get to see the pictures. I'm sure Sky Sports will have some sort of highlights later on in the day. But for the live pictures, we get 1 hour of live pictures on Sky Sports F1. And I think that's the same all over the world, whoever your subscription is with. So Sulu says, if you don't realise the practice time of 2025 was a 1:31 and the pole was 1:30. These cars, which are supposed to be underdeveloped and not tuned, are doing 1:34 and by the end 1:33 or 1:32. Oh, so Dawley says F1 TV also on YouTube should be live. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. The official Formula One channel is streaming this live on YouTube. The pictures live on YouTube. Yeah, they are. Good point, Dawley. I mean, what do you think? How do you think Gasly's going to do this year? I was really impressed with him last year. I thought Gasly did a brilliant job in a terrible Alpine car last year. But this car shouldn't be terrible now. Mercedes engine. They've had a long time to develop that 26 car. They worked on it. Whereas you looked at like the likes of Red Bull, who had continued to develop the 25 car. Alpine jumped on the 26 car, all resources, in February in 25. So Thane says, if this is them sandbagging, then these cars are faster than the previous gen. They said originally with this new generation of cars, expect these cars to be 2 seconds a lap slower than they were in 25. I don't believe that is going to be the case. It never is. They always say stuff like this, and then by the time you're a few races in, they are lapping quicker than the previous gen of cars. Chitan says Aston Martin already have issues and problems being reported. Not surprised, especially knew he went for aggressive and radical philosophy with the AMR26. Not a great start, but early days. How many laps? Stroll has only managed to do 36 laps today. Alonso's not been out on track. So yeah, problems at Aston Martin. I think it'll be, if anything, it'll be the Honda engine. The Honda engine's not had any good running yet, has it? So I think if there's problems, it's my guess would be it's power unit related rather than aero or suspension. And Honda just had no run time. 54, 55 laps in Barcelona is not good. Every other team was racking up hundreds and hundreds of laps. Even Audi did a good few hundred laps. Honda are so far behind the curve when it comes to that. They've only managed to do 36 laps today. Not enough. Gasly's managed to do 40 laps plus Colapinto. So even Alpine have managed to rack up nearly 70 laps so far. Hamilton and Leclerc, they've done over 115 laps between them. Norris and Piastri coming up to 100 laps today. These are good stints. You know, Ferrari's looking better and better for me. Leclerc's done a couple of hot laps. He's 135.1. Yeah, Shaitan says Stroll is more on a back foot. Well, he's got to be on a back foot. He only did 5 laps, didn't he, in Barcelona before they had a technical issue and caused a red flag. But out on track right now, we've got Hülkenberg. Let's look at his track. So his lap time. So he's coming up to coming up to turn 9. So Hülkenberg's coming around up to turn 9. You can see flat out, looking at his throttle data, flat out. Only went up to 7th gear, going into turn 11. Then Hülkenberg's 5th gear, turn 12, coming to turn 13. 3rd gear corner. Will he get it? Let's see if he makes it into gear into the 8th. It's in 7th gear now, coming down the back straight. No, stays at 7th in the Audi. Now, long straight. Are we going to see Hülkenberg hit 8th gear? So in 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, going past the start-finish straight. Why is Hülkenberg not going into 8th gear on that straight, on the main straight, into turn 1? I find that interesting. I've not seen Hülkenberg go into 8th gear yet. I know they've all got slightly different gear ratios, but are they testing to see whether this is something to do with regeneration or battery management? But there you see Norris down the back straight, 8th gear, 295 kilometers per hour. Norris managed to reach there on the back straight. Oh, Nev says no live streamer on F1's YouTube channel. No. It's a bit tight, that. But yeah, I mean, Shaitan says Alonso still got to do quite a good number of laps. Yeah, he got to do 50 laps in Barcelona, didn't he? Thane says Haas has been putting in the miles this year. Yeah, you're damn right they have. Because that Ferrari engine is looking pretty damn reliable. They took the Caddy Challenge personally. Yeah, well, who's going to be number 1 American team? And if you think about the budget that Cadillac have got behind them, that General Motors money, Haas are the baby American team, aren't they? I know they've just taken in a load more money from Toyota, but yeah, I think Haas are good. Haas are looking good. Not only does the livery look good, Ferrari's engine looks good, and they're racking up some good some good miles. And Sulu, you're absolutely right. Ferrari have brought their Barcelona engine to this test. He's absolutely right. So Ferrari decided they wanted to really push their engine for reliability until it breaks, basically, for reliability. And they brought the engine they ran in Barcelona for 3 full days, they have brought to Bahrain. It's a good move, that. And I know everyone who watches this channel knows I was really skeptical about Ferrari's chances this season, saying, oh, the Ferrari engine's not going to be any good. They lost their lead engine designer to Audi. Zimmerman left. Schmidt left. They didn't get the engine on a dyno. They were one of the last manufacturers to even get an engine on a dyno. And now, what can I say? The Ferrari engine is looking really good. Their choice of having a steel head is looking really good. Maybe everyone pushing for this compression ratio argument, what Ferrari decided to do was to increase the combustion rate of their engine by having a steel head. So they're creating more bang and more explosion in their engine than others. So maybe Ferrari going a different way and concentrating on combustion rather than compression. Maybe Ferrari. Oh, looks like Leclerc is pulled over on the side of the track. What's going on with this Ferrari? Oh no, he's fine. He's just coming out of the pits now. I thought the Ferrari had trouble there, but no, he's back out. And did you see what James Vowles had to say about the Mercedes power unit? Oh, what's going on with this damn stream? Yeah, well, James Vowles was basically saying about Mercedes, saying their engine is completely compliant. There are no problems. All of the other, but he's basically just obviously in full support because we've been a customer team of Mercedes for 20 years. Well, James, I wouldn't count your chickens, buddy. I wouldn't count your chickens. Oh, the Haas. Speaking of Haas, Ocon's gone 4th fastest. 4th fastest with a 1:35.5. A lot of talk about Ocon, actually. Haas are expecting better performances from him this year if he wants to keep his seat. But, you know, he's popped that car up, popped that Haas up on 4th. Running the Ferrari engine, just behind the Ferrari. Yeah, Haas are quick. I like the Haas. I do. I like Haas. I like Cadillac. I'm enjoying these American teams. I'll tell you what I like about Haas is Gene Haas went, I'm coming to Formula One on a budget, and that's what he did. He bought 80% of the Ferrari parts. And he managed to get a team out there. And that's pretty ambitious for what you could argue is a garagista team. It's not a works team, is it? You know, it's as close to a garagista team that we're ever going to have in Formula One. And he cobbled together a car from the Ferrari parts bin. And over time, he had Gunther Steiner, the most entertaining team principal you could imagine. But now, with Io Komatsu, they've got a solid base. They've got that Toyota money coming in. Haas have done very, very well in 5 years. Very well. Thane says, Haas is the fast 5, doing a lot with very little, while Caddy is the fast X. Huge budget, but you aren't sure about what you're looking at. Not yet, but you're right. Yeah, I know what you mean by that. That's actually quite clever. Yeah, I think that Cadillac, when you listen to Dan Towris, when we talked about it, didn't we, last night? I feel that Cadillac are gonna climb the grid as fast as any team could. That's what I think. I think Cadillac are really serious. I think Audi are really serious as well. I mean, all teams are serious, but I feel that Cadillac, for a brand new entry into Formula One, I think they're going to have a very quick rise to become competitive. God, that Haas looks good. 10 minutes left of this session. Oh, the Haas looks great. It's funny how they went with TGR Haas, as in Toyota Gazoo Racing, and then Toyota have just done this big rebrand to separate the two brands. So you've got Gazoo Racing and then Toyota. So, but they've named the team Toyota TGR Haas, and then on the graphic on the car, on the engine cover, it's just GR. Bizarre. It looks great though. But you know, Esteban Ocon's been talking a lot about the 26 car. And he said, and this is in direct comparison to what Oliver Behrman said. Esteban Ocon said he got to grips with a new driving style almost instantly. He said, you know, the fastest way around the track is to lift and coast at times. Counterintuitive when you want to go balls to the wall, but he said within a couple of laps he was used to it. And to be fair, look at him. He's making it look good. He's making it look easy. Hulkenberg out there showing us pictures of the Audi. So Bortoletto has got his fastest lap. So when we look at Audi right now, we can only really compare driver to driver within the same team. So Hulkenberg has done a 1:36.8. Bortoletto, who's also completed 49 laps today, has done a 38.8. That's 2 seconds slower than Hulkenberg. Leclerc's best lap is a 1:35.1. Hamilton's best lap is a 36.4. Russell's best lap's a 36.1. That doesn't sound right, does it? Mercedes, they have to be sandbagging here. So Sula says, I'm seeing flow fizz in weird places. Wouldn't be surprised if there is some in the Audi side pod. The Audi side pods are crazy. I mean, I guess we're seeing as close to the B spec cars now. Melbourne, are we going to see many changes? Are we going to see are we going to see other side pod designs from teams like Audi? But yeah, I mean, how they channel the air once it goes, because the Audi side pod looks, it's an alternative choice to what everyone else is doing. Maybe they are doing something interesting inside the air pod to channel air, or in the side pod. You're probably right. Sula says, look at Williams. They got eyes on the cover for the driver. Yeah, I saw that. Old guy chat, see you in there, my friend. Well, ex-Cadillac marks a spot for new teams for me, but Ferrari is my title avenger this year, TC. How do you recover from the man flu? No, bloody man. Well, yes, I have recovered from the man flu, but I've still got a little bit of lingering snot. I have to blow my nose. But that man flu was killer. It was absolute killer. But thank you for asking, old guy chat. Ogzilla's in there. Nice to see you in there, Ogzilla. Kind of hard to compare times to drivers that went in the morning session, the track being dusty and not rubbed in. Yeah, track evolution's definitely a thing. Of course, it is going to get quicker throughout the day. And throughout this week as well, obviously. The more rubber they put down. Absolutely true, Ogzilla. It's just nice, actually, to be able to see these new cars out on track for the first time, really, without getting little snippets off X or Twitter. But to actually get to watch them, on a 50-inch television. They do look, I mean, they're not that much smaller, these cars, but you can tell when you look at them on track. They definitely, they do look narrower, and they are narrower, and they do look shorter. But visually, I wasn't expecting it to be so obvious. Red Bull looks good. Red Bull livery looks great. Thane says the thing we have to remember is that the downforce requirements for Barca and Bahrain and Melbourne are 100% totally different. So it makes sense that the cars look different track to track. I mean, it's actually when I'm looking at the cars on television now, it's the width of the car. They look so much more compact when you're watching the car coming down the straight, looking at them from the front. Everything looks very tightly packed in together. Visually, it is actually quite striking when you see them on track. Auxilla says also, thanks, old guy chat. Auxilla, I also noticed some teams are limiting their top speed by a lot. They are topping out at 300 kilometers per hour versus some cars doing 340 plus. The fastest time we've seen today is Verstappen. I can show you actually. Fastest time today was Verstappen with 336 kph. That's the fastest time we've seen today in the speed trap. And the fastest sector times, Verstappen fastest in sector 1, Piastri fastest in sector 2, and Norris fastest time in sector 3. Then it says the wild thing is how fast are their cars going to be in 2 or 3 years, considering there's no engine freeze and maximization of the aero package. Well, Like I said, Toto Wolff was saying these cars should be doing 400 kilometers an hour down the straight. Also, when the battery tech improves as well, we've got to remember, we've got solid state batteries to come in, haven't we? Honda said theirs is nearly ready. Yeah, oh god, chat. I think everybody's sandbagging today. Everybody's sandbagging today. Nobody's got the wick turned up full yet. And by the way, if you're watching on the short stream, jump over to the main stream because you're only going to get the middle part of the stream, which will be a load of graphics which won't make any sense. So if you're watching on the short stream, jump over to F1 Grandstand's main stream and you get to see it all. Nev says Ocon looking good in sector times. Yeah, Ocon's. I mean, I don't think the Haas have got their, I don't think they're going out at full tilt. But yeah, Ocon's been consistent. Auxilla, no engine freezes as of yet. Not yet. Well, Stroll's not been out for a while. Lance Stroll's only done 36 laps. I have a feeling that the Honda engine in the Aston Martin has a problem. That's what I think. Is Merck sandbagging? Yeah, 100%. 100% beyond P6J. 100%. Mercedes are the one they've probably turned their engine down by 20%. The last thing they want to be doing at this moment in time with all the FIA controversy regarding their engine loophole trick is rubbing the rest of the grid's face and go, ha ha. No, Toto Wolff said we can get 400 kilometers per hour down the straight. We can, right? So yeah, Mercedes are definitely running a lower engine setting. Auxilla says everyone will hold their cards close to their chest until Q3 Australia. Do you think it'll be that late? They've got to put a couple of hot laps in, surely, in Bahrain. They're going to have to do something. Ocon is on. Oh, yeah. Haas and Cadillac have had weird intermittent transponder issues. So I don't know what tyre Ocon's on. I would guess he's out on the softs. He is on the softs. He's on the C3s. I can get it from the Sky TV. So Ocon is on the C3s. He's on the softs. Mediums. Sorry. What tyres have they all got there? Is it C2, C3, C4? Yeah, so the soft tyres are C4 today. So Ocon is on the medium tyre. According to Sky Sports. They have C1, C2, C3. That's what they got, Sula. Oh, well, stand corrected. Ocon is on the soft. C3. For some reason, they're not displaying it properly on Sky Sports. They've got C3 down. They've got it as yellow, which is odd. So, yes, Ocon's on the soft. Norris did his quick lap on the soft, obviously. Here's the thing. Is Alonso eating humble pie today? Well, Alonso's not been out on track. Today was Lance Stroll's day. If you want a bit of conspiracy about Aston Martin, today is Lance Stroll's day. He's done 36 laps and then they've basically retired the car. Alonso's day is tomorrow. I wonder if they've gone, that's enough, Lance. We've let you do 36 laps. We need to save the car for Alonso tomorrow. And then Alonso goes out tomorrow. He's got a full day and he does 100 plus laps, like 130 laps or something. Let's find out, because that would be a bit of a conspiracy, because they only let Lance Stroll do 5 laps in Barcelona. Yeah, so I don't know. Obviously, Melbourne Grand Prix, 8th of March, qualifying, 7th of March. 7th of March, we'll get to see really who's quick over a lap. Auxilla says, I'm sure they'll turn up the wick the last couple of days on the second week of testing, but more than likely they'll keep a few percent in reserve until Q3. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Max Verstappen, he's the king at doing that, isn't he? Yes, so Sulu says C1 is hard, C2 is something, and C3 is medium. I mean, on that, but it's the softest. So they're not even running soft today. Formula 12378, welcome to the chat. Honda is struggling massively. Adrian did pack the rear so tight that the engine is overheating. They need to rewire the rear completely, it seems. No! Is that right, Formula 123? No way. I mean, he did. I wonder, because everyone did say the way Adrian Newey has packed all the components of that car together in underneath that engine cover is ridiculously compact. So you think it's an overheating issue? Wow. So we don't know if Alonso's going to get to run tomorrow. We'll have to see. Thank you for that, Formula 123. Good insight. Brilliant. Yeah, Auxilla says, I don't think Papa Stroll will be on board with that. No, I don't think he would. But they need to get some laps on the board. So look at this. In total, the Honda engine has only done 60, 70, 80, 90 laps in total. 90 laps. Wow. They need to get some laps on the board. And if it is a situation with overheating, and they're very narrow, look at their side pods where the air intakes are so small. You could be right, Formula. Greybush says, that's a nice breakthrough. Yeah, I mean, that is good insight. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Sulo says, it's an overheating issue because the fans inside the hole in the engine cover on the Aston is massive compared to other teams. It is an overheating issue. Nev said, does the Aston only overheat when Lance Stroll's at the wheel? Come on, Nev. Thane says, I must say it's even more impressive considering they're using the new fuels. Are they running the new fuels today? I didn't realise they were running the new fuels today. Right. Greybush, Ozempic on the side pods. Yeah, it's true. Old guy chat said, remember teasing, what did he say about Honda engine? So it must be a custard pie. Oh, I really want Aston Martin to be good this year. I really want Adrian Newey's design to be effective, and I really want Honda to deliver a championship contender engine. Oh, thanks for your super chat, Auxilla. I have to get back to work. Excited for the next couple of weeks, a new season. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. We'll do Auxilla, just before you go, don't forget, usual news show will be live tonight at 7:30 GMT. So this is just an extra stream, but tonight the news will be as normal, 7:30 tonight. So I'll see you then, Auxilla. Thank you so much for your super chat. Chef says, back. Traditionally, I've noticed that Adrian Newey cars have a big issue at the start of the season, but will be addressed very quickly. Yeah, I do think a Newey's upgrade strategy will be aggressive. Formula says Aston is the only car that is massively different to all others. It's true that. But it's testing. The driver who takes the cars to the barriers in testing usually wins titles. Adrian has experience. It's okay. Yeah, I think I predict. I mean, how do you bet against an Adrian Newey when he's got? Again, I was reading an interview with Papa Stroll. And the key to Adrian Newey is letting him cook. Now, Christian Horner did it at Red Bull. The way the relationship worked with Horner and Newey at Red Bull was, Adrian Newey said, I want to do this. And Christian Horner said, okay, what do you need me to do? He didn't challenge Adrian Newey's design. He didn't question Adrian Newey's ideas. He just said to him, how do I facilitate getting you what you need? And that's what Newey needs. And Papa Stroll's done the same thing at Aston Martin. He's gone, all right, Newey, you go and cook. Tell me what you need. Oh, you need a new wind tunnel? We'll do that. You need better facilities? We'll do that. You need a better driver in simulator? We'll do that. You need Honda? I'll get them for you. And that is what you need to do with Adrian Newey. And I agree with Formula that whatever boundary Newey is pushing with that car and whatever problems they've got in testing, I'd still back Newey to have it solved or on the way to being completely solved by Melbourne, or certainly on the way. Nev says, lots of hype for Newey car, but people forget not every Red Bull was quick out of the box. True that. Some took half a season to get up to speed. I think that's it. Nev. I think with Newey, and I think with all the teams, I think how quickly each team can roll out their upgrade strategy and actual upgrades onto the car, we're going to see the most aggressive car development we ever see, because it's the first year of a new regulation cycle. And whoever can do that the quickest and most efficiently is going to be right, providing they choose the right path for their upgrade. Thane, the biggest problem Newey will have this year is coming to terms he doesn't have a Verstappen level driver behind the wheel this time around. But Alonso's good though. Alonso's been saying that he thinks he's got an advantage over most of the other guys on the grid with all of his experience. And the one thing about Alonso is, unlike Max, Alonso can adapt his driving style. Whereas Max will be like, build me a car that matches my driving style. I'm not saying Max hasn't got it in him. He's a great driver to adapt certain things. But Alonso, I think, is very adaptable. I don't think Alonso's... I think Alonso's got some fuel in the tank yet for this season. I do. I think it's going to be exciting. So let's have a quick rundown. Let's see how this day's finished. So Norris fastest of all with a 1:34.6. Verstappen with a 1:34.7. Leclerc with a 1:35.1. Then Ocon 1:35.5. Piastri with a 1:35.6. Russell with a 1:36.1. Hamilton with a 1:36.4. Gasly with a 1:36.7. Hulkenberg with a 1:36.8. Albon 1:37.4. Antonelli with a 1:37.6. Albon with a 1:37.4. Antonelli with a 1:37.6. These Mercedes cars are definitely sandbagging. Lindblad with a 1:37.9. Sainz with a 1:38.2. Perez with a 1:38.8. Bortoletto 1:38.8. Bottas with a 1:39.1. Lance Stroll all the way back with a 1:39.8. And Colapinto with a 1:40.3. So that's how it's finished. And remember, it's day one, Bahrain test. We're not going to see full wick, balls to the wall just yet. But we did get to see the cars out on track. And that has been very exciting for me. I've missed it. And maybe you have too. So I'm going to leave it there. I will be back. I don't think I'm actually around for the test tomorrow, but I'll be back around for the test. The day 3 of testing, I'll be streaming live for that one. Unfortunately, I've got to be at work tomorrow. But I will be streaming live for the third day of the first test at Bahrain on Friday. But I will see you all a little bit later on. We're going to do a little roundup. We're going to talk about today's news. I'll be back at 7:30 GMT tonight as usual. I will see you all then. Thank you so much for joining.